Hey everyone, I'm just getting Walshy in now. We're going to be starting it soon, in just a moment. Here we go, here he is. Invite him up to talk. Hey, dude.
I was lost, dude. I couldn't find the stage. All right, let me get streaming.
Yeah, before we start, it usually has funky music and stuff playing. Let's see. I'm going to turn on my camera so you can... Let's see. So at this point, we've got a whole culmination of stuff that we've done in the past, right? That we need to, I feel like we have the need to catch anybody else coming in new up on where we're at.
Absolutely.
Basically, at this point, as you can see, we're using software called VC Face, and we're using our AvaStar VRMs to override our internal cameras, so you can see us talking in here. We haven't gone the point of a hand tracking yet, but that's the next thing. But then the last couple of weeks, we've been working on some 3D asset building inside Hyperfy. So that's where we left off last week, and the cartoon characters are still dancing to the AvaStars band, apparently.
They're still moving, eh? Yeah, so for this week, we've got a bit of a different plan. I was messing around with ChatGPT recently, and I realized that not only do I have access to plugins, I've also got browsing access with Bing. So we can use ChatGPT to browse the web via Bing, which would allow us to ask GPT to give us outputs for virtual assets that we can use in this new world that we're building. So today what we're going to do is try to prompt ChatGPT to give us cool assets that we can drop into the world and see how this works and see what types of assets it feeds us.
Yeah, so to get started, if there's anybody else who feels like jumping in with us, I just shared in the live chat here's a link to the Hyperfy build that we were messing with. So you can jump in and join us if you want. Let's see. And, oh yeah, that's right. One other thing we were messing with last week. Just trying to see if this will work, because the stream that I'm doing should actually be showing up inside the world.
Yeah, that Hyperfy link, guys, is going to be in. It's going to be in the live chat. I'm going to hop into Hyperfy as well, unless my computer starts to crash. Then I might have to tone things down a little bit.
A lot of this stuff is really fun, but yeah, definitely sometimes, man, it gets a little crazy.
I mean, for me, when I run my task manager, I'm sure you guys are the same. My ungodly amount of tabs and accounts that I have open consumes the majority of my RAM. And then whenever I throw like a metaverse build on top of that with streaming, it just becomes a nightmare. So we do our best with what we have.
Yeah.
Hey, Fallon's good to see you again, pal.
Nice. Oh, that's right. We were messing with some grabbables too, and we ended up breaking it with the 50-foot sword, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, last week we added that concrete structure that I found. That massive sword, I forget if that was there last week or the week before, but regardless, we've got a massive sword floating in the sky. We've got Excalibur down on the ground.
That nobody can pull out, yeah. Oh yeah, we started sinking buildings into the moon.
Yes. That was my first foray into adding a 3D asset. All right, we've made it into Hyperfy.
Yeah. always, first thing we got to do when we come in is orient ourselves, see where we're at, see what we need if there's something weird. I actually wonder if I should get rid of some of these models if we, like if it's going to start being too much. But I don't really want to get rid of them because they look so great.
Yeah, we definitely have a few things going on here, but I feel like there are worlds that are way larger in size, but we've got a lot of animations going on here.
Let's get rid of Sonic. You think that's going to help? I know, I don't really... Dr. Nefario and the Gangnam Rabbit are like perfect.
We need the Gangnam Rabbit. I mean, Sonic can go. Shrek's kind of cool. The Minion definitely has to stay if possible. That's a Minion, right? Or a penguin?
Yeah, it's a penguin.
Hey, Lang, good to see you, bud.
Hey.
If anybody wants to hop up, just remember you raise your hand and you can feel free to come up and chat with us.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who wants to join in the world, or I have if you do join us in world, so the Avastars we have on stage, we have one of Quigbell on the keyboards and one of me at the mic. You can click them and it'll actually equip you with that Avastar too, so you can run around as us. What's that? You at the limit, Ling? Discord is funny. Because, yeah, like I have Nitro, but I have to delete servers to get other ones, so that means I'm in 200 different Discords. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm sure half of them I probably haven't looked at in months, so I should probably clean it up, because it gets hard to find information, right? I'm definitely not getting alpha anymore. I'm missing everything now.
So that's kind of interesting. So I'm hearing your audio coming through our stream of the stream in world. I had to mute the tab, but yeah, the stream's coming through really clearly.
It's interesting.
I like that.
It's not playing for me, but it's probably fine. I was assuming it's because I'm the owner of the parcel, but...
All right, guys, we got a few people in here, and if you guys have any suggestions as far as what I can prompt ChatGPT to give us for a 3D asset, feel free to drop it in the live chat or in the stage chat, and we can see what it comes up with. This is very experimental. I've only done this once before, so we're just going to have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it, is we need to get some ideas and like stuff to look for, and
a 3D cheese stick
with eyes.
That's kind of specific. Let's try it out. All we can do is try. So as you can see here, we go into ChatGPT. There's like a little drop down menu whenever you hover over GPT-4. You have to be paying for ChatGPT Plus to get these features, mind you. Of course I am, because I use this every day. And then you just select the Browse with Bing section. It's still in beta. Can you find me a free 3D asset that is cheese related? If I get too specific, Drago, I feel like it's not going to give me an output. But let's see what it has to say. And again, feel free to give me a prompt, guys.
All right. Well, first things first, we got to see if we can get a cheese stick with eyes. In fact, maybe you could find a dancing one. We'll add him to the...
The challenge here becomes finding interesting assets that are free, right? Because it's quite easy to find 3D assets, but finding ones that are downloadable without incurring a cost becomes the main challenge here. People want to get paid for their work, right?
Right. Which in some of these, I mean, I have I think it's on Squid or one of the other ones. I need to look. I do have an account with a credit card attached to it, so I can buy models. You know, sometimes if I need to do something custom, I can get somebody else to design it for me and pull it in. Like, so we have the ability to maybe do something, but
So I'm not really sure what this means, Tris. You're probably fancier than I am. Have you ever heard of Roquefort cheese? Is that a type of fancy cheese or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Roquefort cheese. Ah, that's interesting.
Sweet bun with cottage cheese. That's I don't know, man. We've got a few options here to explore at least.
Stinky feet cheese, very fancy. Oh yeah, like camembert or one of those types of ones that has a strong odor.
Let's try. All right, this one has a bunch of different formats, as do most of these, but let's just check this one. What I noticed the last time I tried this is it didn't direct me right to the exact file that I was looking for. It directed me to like a page that had a search query already in place, and then it was up to me to scroll and find my preferred
okay.
item. You know what I mean? So basically what I think it did here is it went to Turbo Squid and it filled in parameters on my behalf. So it filled in like filters. It searched cheese. It used different buzzwords from my input to choose an output. This guy's kind of cool. I'm not sure if he can be animated. This slice of pizza. Pizza Steve.
Oh, check this out.
All right, I'm going to try to download Pizza Steve here and see what happens. And of course, if you're messing around with this, don't just download anything random.
Yeah, that's a pretty big part of it. So one thing to keep in mind, like Hyperfy is looking for GLB files. So if you do find something, you need to make sure it's in that format. If it's not, then you're probably going to need to be going through. You're going to need to figure out a way to change it.
I blacked out my screen temporarily as I set up a login so that none of you degenerates hack me. Not saying you would, just being careful. All right, back to Pizza Steve. Tris, what's been your preferred method of finding 3D assets? Do you like Turbo Squid or do you prefer the other website we were using?
No, I mean, Turbo Squid I did like quite a bit. It has a lot of stuff. It has a lot of different options and different things. Oh, wow. So
what was the file type? I'm sorry, I forget already, Tris. What was the file type that's compatible?
GLB.
GLB.
So I couldn't find any better models, but I just found a T-Rex and made it into a weapon, so I should be able to smack people with it. Why not, right? So part of this, we need...
So the cool thing about Hyperfy, for anybody that's kind of new to it, is that even for people like myself that don't have an artistic bone in their body and aren't that tech savvy, I mean, like I'm moderately tech savvy, but I'm definitely not a wizard. It's fairly simple to learn how to add and maneuver different 3D assets in Hyperfy. If you were to compare it to Decentraland or something, it's much, much easier. It's like it's a slightly more complicated version of like The Sims. If you played The Sims as a kid, of course, you need to know how to browse the internet and download the right types of files. But once you get that figured out, it's just a matter of like importing and dropping and orienting things the right way. And in some cases, like with the giant T-Rex that Trislet's walking around with, there's no texture. So you've just got like a blank canvas where you could then send that into Blender or something and add colors and different textures.
Yeah, this has a lot of different options for it. This actually, like, I need to find a better model for this, but that's we were talking about one of the things that we saw in Null's build was the combat side of things because he had mushrooms we were smacking each other with. So that's a
Tris,
function here.
Jennifer James has requested to speak. Do you mind giving her permission to? Oh, she's gone.
Sure.
I think she's gone now.
You were able to.
I probably was. I just noticed right in this second. So, invite to serve. All right, disregard.
Oh well, she might come back.
This is the weirdest looking piece of cheese I think I've ever seen.
Well, bring it in.
It's supposed to be some type of cheese bread. Do you see this? It looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what it looks like, dude.
Looks like somebody ate the middle.
It's like if you had yeah, exactly. If you had like a piece of really cheesy cheese bread and somebody ate all the bread and just left the crusty bits of cheese around the perimeter. All right, well, AI, this is what AI gave us. This is what we're going to import.
Okay, so that enables the combat core things. And now if we take enough damage, then it should make us teleport back to the beginning. I don't know what I can do. I need to create a weapon. Do we want to make this giant sword unequipable and have it actually hurt when you hit each other? I need to find something appropriately sized. Makes a little more sense.
So Trislet in Sketchfab, where am I going to? Normally there's a download button. I think AI is sending me on a wild goose chase here.
I don't know. Let's see. So where are you finding these? Let's see.
There's models on Sketchfab, which I know you use, and it's just called cheese bread.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think this is the one you're looking at. It's not showing up. Let's see. Feels like we want to find a... check these out. Toasted cheese sandwich. So you want to go and you want to find the GLB if you can find it. Let's see if you can find. Well, it's just going to bring in a whole chunk of them, isn't it?
Oh, now this is interesting. Whenever you click the drop-down menu while GPT is trying to query your search or query your request, it shows you their order of operations. So it shows what the query that they used was. It shows what they've clicked on, and a lot of the content reading it fails. It's not successful, but it shows you exactly what's happening in the order that it happened.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's going to be more interesting, I think, Tris, whenever AI gets to the point where you can just tell it to give you a GLB file of a piece of cheese, and the AI will generate the piece of cheese and the GLB and spit out a file or deliver it right to your Google Cloud.
Yeah, so see, like I just found it was a model, but it was basically like a bread model, but it had cheese and cheese sandwiches and stuff, and it doesn't have a texture map on it, so it's just white. And it came in with like a whole bunch of ones. So normally, what we'd need to do with something like this is pull it into Blender and separate the pieces out, and then export them independently of each other. We don't want that. We want to make it easy. We can do a follow-up on that later. Let's see. Were you able to download one? Oh, string.
Now it's given me two different options. So the GPT is working, although it's not giving me the GLB files necessarily. So that's the main issue. Like a .object wouldn't work, or an FBX.
Yeah, so there's a string cheese that Dragonate found, but they want $15 for it. I mean, that's a pretty detailed model. But still, it's a little more than I kind of want to.
Yeah, it seems like the GLBs are the file types that are like commanding a price.
Yeah.
Gorgonzola. Oh, there's the Roquefort cheese. We'll try the FBX and see if it works. There's no harm in trying.
Let's see. So yeah, if it doesn't come in as a GLB, then it does that. Like you can see what I just found. Well, this is a cheeseburger. It's got cheese on it.
Yeah, it didn't like that. It didn't like the Roquefort cheese at all. Meh, oh well. All right, that was a little bit specific. So let's go a little bit easier on ChatGPT, the poor thing. Let's be more vague with our description. So find me a free GLB model that would be fitting for a space themed virtual world.
Yeah, Dragon Knight's right. What is it with ChatGPT, man? It's got to keep up with us. We're pushing the boundaries, asking for cheese.
Well, I think the main issue is finding a free GLB of like cheese.
Yeah.
Because when I was more vague and less specific, and I just let ChatGPT like find any model that it thought would be fitting, it was able to give me some good outputs. We're on the bleeding edge right now, man. When I was young, and that wasn't that long ago, I'm still fairly young, the idea of a FaceTime was like sci-fi stuff. And now we're talking to artificial intelligence. It's just absurd. What? Yo, NASA has a GLB model of the International Space Station.
I'll pull that then.
Let's see if this works.
Yeah, man. If you can download that, we can drop it in the sky.
Fun fact about the International Space Station. I think it's the space station. I should probably check my sources before I speak out of line here, but I believe Canada developed what's called the Canada Arm so that they can reach things.
The Canada Arm.
Yeah, it's technically called the Canada Arm. Kind of a weird name, but it's either on their shuttle or the ISS. I forget which one. It's basically just like you know those grabbers that you use whenever your legs don't work, or if like you're sick in bed or you hurt your back. You can use them for picking things up. It's like the space version of one of those. This would be really cool if it worked. Model. Let's fucking go. Whoa!
Did it work?
Look at this, dude. I'm stuck in it.
Oh, it hasn't loaded for me yet.
It's
busy playing with
huge.
the cheeseburger in my guy's hand.
This is sick.
Do we need
All right.
to... Oh, man. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's melting my computer,
wow.
but it's worth it. Oh, no, that's the ground.
Okay, so... Sweet, man. That looks cool. So let's...
And I am a noob, so if I'm able to do this, it's not that challenging.
Yeah, you're bringing it up into the sky.
It's probably not up high enough, but I'm going to turn collision on so I can walk around on it and explore it. I think it's big enough. It's definitely probably not needing any scaling. Collision on.
Yeah, let's get rid of this sword. We don't need that if we've got a whole space station sitting in the sky, right?
I accidentally messed up the land, the ground. It was all moon, and I accidentally lifted it. So I think I might have caused a bit of a glitch, but
So, yeah, like we saw before, we do that.
now this is interesting. It would be super cool if you could like explore the inside of it, which I don't think you can, but maybe I'll have to reach out to NASA and get a collab going.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, now this is
like the only direction to go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a picture of this one, Tris, before we end the stream for next week's graphic or just for socials, because I think this is awesome. Oh, I'm falling.
We're definitely starting to get quite a few oh, okay.
See, the the fact that this is a free download from NASA, like the other items I was seeing that were costing like in the $150 range were probably about this level of detail. So this is a pretty cool find. Good job, ChatGPT.
There we go. Well, it's still sort of glitching out over here, but got the stage, we got dancing cartoon characters, we got a screen, we got some random models, and now we got the space station overhead. Just because.
Hey, Mick.
Like, yeah, I wonder if so. You can make animations in Blender, and then when you save it, saves the animation to the file. But I wonder because if we could create an animation, it'd be cool to put the space station here and have it slowly start rotating around like it was in space. Sweet. All right, so we have that now. So now what do we need? We need some aliens.
Aliens would be perfect. I queried ChatGPT to see if there's any other cool like NASA assets. They might have like the Space Shuttle Challenger or something that we can crash land on the moon here. If there's no other free GLBs, yeah, we'll go right into the aliens, dude. Maybe a flying saucer. Oh, look, man. Come here, Trish. This is what I was telling you about. The Canada arm. It's right here. Canada, baby. Let's go.
Oh, cool. Huh.
That's my home and native land. What do you got there? A cheeseburger?
Yeah, it's a weapon actually, but I can't get the things to work. I think I got it. I added it as a weapon and put a hit points on my guy. So I should be able to like. Now I wonder if I do negative, if I eat the cheeseburger, if I'll heal hit points. You see that?
It'll replenish your mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mick, that is pretty wild. I don't know if you were here for the whole ChatGPT query, but ChatGPT found this for me with the new Bing functionality that they have built into ChatGPT 4. So I simply asked it to find me some cool space-themed GLB files, and this is what it gave me. So that's pretty impressive. considering we were just looking at pieces of cheese that costed $5 and this was free. All right, so we've got the International Space Station, the Apollo Lunar Module model.
Oh yeah,
The-
we need that.
That'd be cool. I don't know what the Cassini assembly model is. Apparently, it's some sort of a spacecraft for exploring Saturn. Oh, it spent 2 decades exploring Saturn. Oh man, this is a cool rabbit hole.
Yeah, get the lunar lander down here. All right.
Now, this one's a zip file, so hopefully it unzips into GLB. We'll see.
Find out pretty quick. Yeah.
3DS. No, it's not going to work, is it? I think that this is all the stuff that I need to import it to, because it's got the textures and stuff.
Yeah, if it's 3DS, then it's a 3D Studio Max file. So we would need to have something that can take that and export it as a GLB. So something
Yeah, so
like if you have 3D Studio Max and you could get that and you could, open it up and then hit export, and it should be able to export as a GLB. But I do not have 3D Studio Max.
Yeah, the rest of these files do appear to be zip files, so. But they're not as cool as the International Space Station, of course, so. Aliens, you said, right? Please find me. And guys and gals, I think it's important. This is my personal opinion. I think it's important to be polite and kind to the AI.
Yeah, you never know where things are going to go, and you don't want to be the one that was calling it names when it decides to take over.
GLB.
All right. Found a low poly flying saucer to float around.
When you haven't spent that much money on cheese in your life, dude, $5? I go through $5 of cheese in a good evening, I think.
Doesn't even have to be a classy evening for $5 worth of cheese.
No, I'll rip off a half a brick of mozzarella if I have the munchies at 9 p.m. like it's nothing. Oh, what did you spend $300 on, Drago? Oh, cheese last year. Yeah. Yeah, man, I really like cheese.
You see, I mean, I do too. I'm like, I like nice cheese. I just usually never have it around. So, but sometimes, like, I mean, something like pepper jack slices on crackers or something like that is good for a late night snack. It's a little different than normal, right? But it's always
Oops.
just cheddar and stuff. But man, nicer cheese is definitely a treat. Yeah, what are you looking for now?
I realized that I had given it the wrong input. I forgot to ask specifically for aliens. So we're trying again. Ooh, this is cool. Was this your doing or Felon's?
It was mine. Yeah, I just found that an animated version of it.
Well, you didn't turn collision on. I fell right through it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the alien tech, man. Maybe you can pass directly through whatever type of matter this is built of. It would make sense.
See, this triggers and scripting stuff. Like, it'd be cool if you could make it so it's like a flat surface. So if you landed on it, you would actually go around with it while it's spinning.
So, Tris, can you turn anything into a grabbable? Like, figuratively speaking, I wouldn't want to do this because it would be absurd. But could you turn the space station into a grabbable?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
yeah, let's not do that. But
this cheeseburger I got, I just did that. I made it's a grabbable. This one just happens to be out. It was set as a weapon, but apparently I need some animation to make my guy swing his arm. Man, that is a good pick.
yeah, they're great.
Man, this is really cool. So this is straight from NASA. This isn't just like a rendition one.
No, that's right from NASA's website, from their 3D assets section of their website. So there are, what's the word? There are terms and terms of service. So I don't think you can use it like commercially.
Yeah,
I'm just making an assumption there. But like they're just for anybody listening, if you're going to use NASA's assets, make sure to read the terms and conditions.
Yes, please. Yeah, don't go publishing a AAA game or something with assets ripped from NASA's website.
Yeah, I think that we're using it like it's probably one of those things where if it's for educational purposes, it's fine. I'm making a big assumption there, but we're not making any kind of a profit off of this. So
right.
I don't think we're going to be hearing from NASA's lawyers.
But this is cool. Like, this is very much, much more like a true to life one. And you can, so you can verify that this is more like, this isn't some goofy, guy trying to render it from a picture. This is straight from the producers, basically. This is really slick. Cool. That is a good find. We're so busy being just goofy and stuff, right? That it's like when you come across something that's actually educational or useful to take a look at, you're like dumbfounded.
Yeah, for all I know, like that could be to scale and everything, right? That could be like a to scale version of the space station. I have no idea. I'm not going to download this one because it's a little sketchy.
Which ones are you finding?
So I found one alien GLB, but it just directed me to GitHub.
Ooh.
And then the other results, unfortunately, don't have a GLB option that I can see. That's the challenge, right? It's finding a good free version of this stuff to download.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on Sketchfab, it looks like. I actually found... Let's see. He's a curious alien. Let's see if I set him up on this.
Yeah, this Turbo Squid, I'm not having good luck with GLB. It's giving me mostly other file types.
Let's drop the model in here. We want to place him where we want him. As we're coming out of this hood piece.
Yeah, Ling, I know that you like exploring new tech and stuff like that. Have you been messing around with any virtual worlds, or have you been mostly focused on Solidity?
There we go. Close encounters, right? You like this guy?
Let me see. Oh, nice. Did you just find him?
Yeah. I feel like Sketchfab has a lot more options.
Yeah, you're still more advanced than ChatGPT for now, I guess, Tris. For now.
It's working on this Google Foo. Well, this is how we train it, right?
Yeah, and that's a whole nother can of worms. I haven't explored the ChatGPT playground yet, which is where you can, it's like the developers. It's where developers might play around with ChatGPT a little bit more, right? And you can give it outputs, so it will ask you a question, and you can answer the question. And I think that ChatGPT then learns from the answers you've given to the questions, and it might utilize that in its AI learning process.
Yeah, we need to some of the other tools coming out are ones that integrate ChatGPT with some of the video pictures, like the Photoshop stuff that they just came out with that fills in background and things. Like I've seen some demos for some software that's starting to, like, you can ask it to create something and it'll create like a new GLB file on the fly, depending on what parameters you put in.
All right, I think ChatGPT just gave me an alien. Let's see if it's an alien or a virus.
Maybe both.
Oh God, please no.
Maybe this right here is when the singularity hits, and this is how AI starts and takes us all out.
Yeah, we kicked off the singularity by importing the ISS. Alien, let's go. I don't think this guy's animated like yours, though. Well, this alien sucks, dude. I guess he was free, though.
Yeah, it's like a bust. Make it a wearable. Make it so you can... Make it like a mask.
Maybe I could like put his head popping out of one of the ports on the space station.
Yeah. Yeah, creature generator. I was seeing some of those lately. Some of them looking pretty cool. Like seem to be doing a really good job. I feel like some of our next stuff, we need to start playing with like the weapon combat infrastructure set up. It'd be fun.
I'd like to figure out if there's a way to do like hit points and stuff. I know that Emotional Feta had figured it out.
Yeah, that's one of the things in there. I noticed I gave myself hit points, so that's one of the add-ons. So we should both have a hit point bar now. You might need to
in this world.
Yeah. But now we need to create like weapons that deduct hit points when you get hit.
Let's double it. What did I just do? Did I just double the space station? Oops. That was an oops.
Now it's probably getting closer to real size, right?
Yeah, I tried to make the alien bigger, and then the space station ate the alien.
It happens.
Okay, I found him. There we go. Now we have the alien poking his head out of the manhole. And I'll go rescue your alien.
Ooh. So this is all the crazy stuff happening on the sky here. We gave up on the stage on the surface of the moon and started working on the sky and spaceships. Could have Star Wars happen up here while people are listening to the music on the surface.
Let's make your alien double the size. There we go. Now he's a big scary alien.
Just looks curious to me.
Yeah, I think he's friendly. Get his feet firmly planted here. There we are. Yeah, he's just checking out the Canadarm. He's stealing our tech.
Obviously. What are the ones? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ling, I totally get it, man. There's enough to learn with Solidity. You could probably dive into that for the next several years before you get to a point where you're satisfied. You're going to be able to use ChatGPT to help you quite a bit with that. I know I was talking with some colleagues recently, and they've told me that they're saving like days and days and days of work by using ChatGPT and the new Bing search functionality. If you develop your own smart contract, you can have it proofread by ChatGPT. You can just have ChatGPT make you the contracts and then like revise them manually. So it can really be a huge time saver and a way to learn how to code, because I tried to learn via Crypto Zombies, and that wasn't working for me. So I think deconstructing and constructing things with ChatGPT might be easier.
Yeah.
Ooh, this alien doesn't look quite as friendly. Got it. Are you hitting me with a cheeseburger? So the health bar comes into effect when you pick up the weapon, right? Is that health bar linked to the cheeseburger?
Oh, it might be. But I can't, I think we need to figure out how to make it so when you actually, so you can add it as a combat weapon. So it's added as a weapon right now, but you have to add additional animations on your arm to make it actually move and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
You can add sound, so it's it swooshes or hits, and makes sounds when it hits. Wow, this is pretty cool. We've got some I don't know if this is educational or not now, but
I mean, I don't know, man. It looks like it could be to scale. I'm just imagining what this must look like on the inside. I wish that was an option, that we could go in this thing.
yeah.
Do you think you could live in space, dude? How long do you think you could live in the space station before you went crazy?
I don't know, man. I feel like it'd be really cool for a while, but I could definitely see after a while getting bored. Hopefully you're up.
Do you think they have Wi-Fi? Do you think they can hook up to Starlink? They must be able to.
No, I don't. They can't do Starlink because Starlink is pointed down to the surface. I've heard that they can get access, but it's slow or something. But I don't know. Maybe it's different now. Right? If they have high-speed internet.
Because really, they're not that far away. There are
I'm sure they're doing actual legitimate experiments, right? They're not just they didn't just bring up their Switches and playing Zelda Breath of the Wild or something.
No, they're trying to grow stuff. Yeah, they're definitely doing things. My favorite astronaut, I think, is Chris Hadfield. Hatfield?
Yeah.
He's a Canadian commander, and he's badass. He was a test pilot before he became an astronaut. And he's the guy that you guys have all seen on YouTube singing Space Odyssey by David Bowie.
Yeah.
In the space station. He's pretty cool, man.
Oh, man, I think we might need to close this up. We've been at it for an hour. But, man, we got pretty far, actually. This is looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty happy with... obviously, it's still got some kinks to work out with the Chat GPT, but I'm happy with the results it's given me. In this hour, we've imported one amazing asset, the space station, and this weird alien dude, which I'm not too fond of, but again, finding free GLB files isn't easy anyways, and AI is still fairly new. But yeah, I think that this was a success.
Yeah. It's cool. I don't know if anybody's got any questions or specifics, but I think we're about ready to close it up. Trying to keep it at an hour.
Yeah, we could these things could spill out for multiple hours if we don't run a hard stop. So
oh yeah, no, we could sit here for days.
All right, so let me check up on the chat here, see what everybody's saying.
Yeah, it doesn't look it, but yeah.
Right on, everybody. Well, thank you again, everybody, for showing up and for hanging out with us. And hopefully we'll see you all again here next week. And delete all the jokes about Walshy. And yeah, man. If you guys have any ideas between now and next week that you'd like to see on our next Metaverse field trip, let us know between now and then. And we'll find some way to cover those topics and accommodate anything that you'd like to see us do.
Cool. See you all next week.
Thanks, Tris.